What's up guys, it's Reflex, and today's video I'm going to take a look at another Pelikan. If you can't tell, Pelikan is my favorite fountain pen company, along with Lamy, but I definitely have more and collect more Pelikan pens. And you may say, hey, I thought you only had 2 Lamys, and this would make your second Pelikan, so how do you have more? I have a third Pelikan. I actually have a third and a fourth Pelikan on the way currently. They should be here probably later this week, I reckon. But today's video we're talking about the Rarest Pen I Own, which is in this, and you know, we'll get in there in a second. But before I get in there, I want to remind you guys of a pen that you've seen plenty of times on this channel before if you watch any of my other videos, and that is my M200 Silver Pearl. Absolutely beautiful pen. It actually has a little bit more depth in real life. I haven't been able to capture that on camera. It could use a good cleaning and maybe a bit of a polish, but other than that, great condition. The clip, if you take a look at the clip, you can see some black spots. That's a little bit where the gold plating has started to come off just from age. This pen is probably from the late 80s. Like 87 to 92 maybe. Has the derby cap, 2 gold bands, and no gold band down here. And of course when I got it, the nib was pretty broken, so I got a new nib for it. Gold plated steel. It's got some ink in there. I'm running out soon actually. Extra fine. Writes kind of like a Japanese fine, maybe even medium if you tune it to be a bit wider. But you guys know this pen. So, fun fact, this is the old style of the Pelikan M200 Silver Pearl. And in 1997, they started making the new style and stopped making it, I believe, around 2000-ish. So not many were made. They're incredibly hard to find, and you may ask how hard to find. From my research, I dug into like every website I could, as much as I could. This, as far as I can tell, is the only one that's been sold in a year, online at least. I'm sure there's been some like in person, but it is another Pelikan M200 Silver Pearl. The gray is mostly the dark. So it's kind of a darker version. If you look at this one, it's pretty light. This one's pretty dark. This is the first time that I've put them side by side actually, and the new one is actually a little bit shorter. I think that's because of the cap. I think the crown cap is just shorter, so it makes the whole pen a little bit shorter. But you can tell the gray is pretty dark. I was honestly kind of concerned that it might be green at first, but I think if it's green, you know it's green in person. Now, this pen isn't in the best condition. I mean, it's okay, but if there's one thing you should know about gold plating is that not all gold plating is made equally. You can actually even kind of tell when you put these pens together. I think, yeah, you can see in the video, this gold plating is a lot lighter. In the camera, it also looks almost more silvery, but in real life, it looks gold, just not as, it's just kind of really pale. And I forget the specific names, but there's like a cheaper gold plating and there's a more expensive gold plating. And you can tell on the old style with the derby cap, that's what this is, you can tell this is the better gold plating. If I start polishing this gold, it's going to stay gold and it's actually going to polish. But I tried polishing this one and it started making it look more silver, like it was taking off gold plating. So I obviously stopped doing that immediately. But it has the crown cap. But yeah, not in the best condition. If you look on the piston knob somewhere, right here, you can't really tell, but it's a little sharp right there. I'm not sure what happened. The end of the piston is a little bit scratched up. Don't know how well you can see that in the camera. The gold plating in some areas is starting to just look more silver with wear. It's a darker gray. I mean, but as far as I know, each of these pens is different. No one is the same, all of the silver pearls. I don't know about the green ones. I think all the marble ones are different. And the silver pearls are just silver marble. But it's just kind of really the luck of the draw. This being my first silver pearl, I got really lucky because this is a really good one. And this one kind of sucks, not gonna lie. And it's not the best condition, but even just having it is already enough for me because of how rare it is. Of course, if I find like a new old stock one of these, buying that in a heartbeat. The nib is where you can really see that wear. You can really see the silver. I'm guessing, you know, ink wore through it, or the person who used the pen, you know, wiping their ink off, took off some of the gold plating over time. I believe I was able to get, I could get the nib out okay. That was a nightmare in the old style, but the new style is pretty easy. I gave it a good cleaning, and I believe I put silicone grease in there so it turns beautifully. I have not written with it yet. The nib, other than losing some of the gold plating, looks good. Of course, it's hard to see in the camera, but looks good from what I can see in real life. No doubt it would write well. There was some gunk in the threads where the cap went, but I cleaned that off. I could tell they used blue ink. Every vintage pen I've gotten, there's always been blue ink residue in there. Got it out of the cap as well. So yeah, it's not the best condition pen. It looks like there's a little, okay, that's just dirt. It's definitely been used, but it's not terrible at all. Like, it's still in writing condition as far as I'm aware, and it looks good, especially from far away. You can't tell that, you know, the gold plating is mediocre. I got it for a good deal. I believe it was $80 or so. The person didn't know what they were selling. If I were to sell it, which I won't do because I want this pen and I absolutely love it, I don't even know what I would sell it as at like how much I would sell it for, because it's so, like, no one else has sold one. I don't know what someone would be willing to pay. Like, am I the only Pelican M200 enthusiast out there? You know, are there any collectors that would want to pay more than $80? I don't know, but it was worth the $80 to me to get a pen so rare. If you try to look up a picture of this pen, the only picture I saw was for an article talking about how rare they are, and that was it. So I'm really happy with it. Even if it wasn't super rare, I really like the double band, like having a band on the piston knob, as opposed to the old style, just having two bands on the cap and none on the piston knob. So yeah, there you go. Absolutely love these. I plan to keep this one in a box just because it is rare. I mean, I'll probably write with it at some point, but it's not leaving my house. You know, I'll keep it as a desk pen if I ever do ink it up, but it's not leaving the house. I don't want it scratched. This guy is my beater. I might get another one that's in like a bad condition, that's a real beater, because this one's just so pretty. But I mean, it's whatever. The one that I have on the way currently is basically mint condition with an oblique medium nib. So I don't know. I guess once I have 3 of basically the same pen, who really cares? I'm not one of those people that just keeps a pen locked away. Yes, this was in my safe. That's because I had a kid. I had a few kids visiting my house, and I didn't want them breaking it. But now that they're gone, I plan to actually use my pens. I don't just lock up my nice pens and never use them. So yeah, this is my rarest pen. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one.